I've been wanting for weeks to send you this, but handwritten. But as you know, done is better than perfect. So here's the email. I know so many CBF members' lives have changed by you and what you have created for all of us. I wanted to share my personal story with you just to remind you how important you are to me and to so many. My husband, Eric, is a structural engineer. Up until the end of 2019, he was working full time at a well established company as their senior engineer. He carried us financially, and all of my cleaning company earnings went into savings, vacations, and other miscellaneous spending. Before I joined CBF in 2017, I was absolutely miserable in every part of my career, barely made profits, even when we were bringing in $750,000 a year in sales. A part of me just dealt with it, and I kind of thought, well, I'm married to a successful engineer. If anything goes wrong, I can go back into the corporate world. I honestly thought that's what would end up happening. In October of 2019, Eric lost his job. He was diagnosed years ago with a disease called rod cone dystrophy. It's an uncurable eye disease that is slowly and recently quickly taking his vision. We believe he lost his job to his performance because of his vision. His company handled it terribly, and he became so depressed over it. He sometimes worked 10 to 12 hour days just to do the work that most did in 8 hours. I feel this was because it was so difficult for him to see his computer and work in his programs. In the winter, he would drive home at night due to his long hours. And because of his vision, he would actually have to pull over and have me come to pick him up, specifically if it was raining. He was an amazing engineer and so incredibly talented. So losing his career was a really tough blow for him. After he lost his job, I became the sole provider of our household. Rewind to 2017 and earlier, that would have been absolutely devastating. I would have felt like I was being forced to make this company work, no matter how miserable I was in it. Today, I love my company. Of course, there are ups and downs, but I love to work. I love coming to the office, seeing my employees. I love taking vacations, and I really love my paychecks. If this was different, I believe my marriage would be different. I think there would have been a serious strain on our marriage. There might be a level of bitterness, even though it's not his fault. I think that would have been natural. I was able to tell my husband that I am more than okay with you not working, and I actually meant it, and that made him feel relieved. On another note, he can no longer drive a vehicle, which means he's stuck at our home each day and can't go anywhere. Uber doesn't even come to our house. Thanks to the huge changes in our finances after starting the CBF courses in 2017, out of nowhere, in a short amount of time, our accounts grew to over $250,000. With that kind of income, we were able to purchase a home on 130 acres of land. Eric has created trails throughout our land and has had so much fun taking care of things. Plus, with as smoothly as the business runs, I usually stay home 1 to 2 days a week and work and play a little bit. I cannot imagine the kind of depression he would have had if he were stuck in a house with no land, and if I were working 40 to 50 hours a week like I used to be working. Our plan for the next 10 years or more is to take the vacations that most take after retirement. Our goal is 3 to 4 per year, and I'm certain that will happen. We want to do this now while his vision is still somewhat okay. By the way, I could also go on and on about how you have changed the lives of my employees, but I'll save that for another 12-paragraph email. I cannot express how much you have changed my life and my husband's life. We have gone from a life that could have been stressful and possibly unhappy to the complete opposite. We are so happy. Thank you for everything, Debbie. You mean the world to me.